Hello everybody, and welcome to the weekly countdown of the top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan, this covering the week of March 19th to the 25th of 2018. Hello everybody, and welcome to the weekly video where I count down the top 10 best-selling light novels in Japan. This is going to be for the week of March the 19th to the 25th of 2018. And wow, big release week because only one title manages to survive from the top 10 of last week. And well, I'm pretty sure you can all figure out which that one that is, but we do have a brand new number one. So let's just get into the list and see where everything has fallen this week. At number 10, with 12,578 copies sold, volume number 12 of Isekai wa Smartphone to Tomo ni. Or in English, we have it released as In Another World with My Smartphone. This one, of course, licensed for English release by J-Novel Club. They are releasing Volume 7. Well, they released Volume 7 on March 8th, so just a couple weeks ago. There was a 12-episode anime which streamed on Crunchyroll and covered Volumes 1 to 3 of the light novel series. After a freak accident involving some lightning winds up zapping him dead, 15-year-old Mochizuki Toya wakes up to find himself face to face with God. "I'm afraid to say that I have made a bit of a blunder," laments the old coot. But all is not lost. God says that he can reincarnate Toya into a world of fantasy, and as a bonus, he gets to bring his smartphone along with. So begins Toya's adventure in a new, anachronistic, pseudo-medieval world. Friends, laughs, tears, inexplicable deus ex machina. He sets off on a journey full of wonder as he absent-mindedly travels from place to place, following whatever goal catches his fancy. The curtains lift on an epic tale of swords, sorcery, and smartphone apps. Now, I'm going to put this out there right now. I've only read the first 2 volumes of this series, and it is actually a series that I would like to read more of. It was just, it's just so absurd and over the top with what he does with this whole smartphone access that you're either going to really absolutely just despise it or you're going to love it. And even if you despise it, you probably can't hate on it too badly because you're just like, well, at least it didn't try to be anything else. At least it told me right from the get-go what it was, and man, it just did that with gusto. Yeah, that's that. I think that's kind of what it boiled down to. I mean, it was just one of those series you're just like, really? Now you're going to do this, and wow, now you're going to do that. And it's just like the author is just sitting there going, I feel like this world needs mecha. Yeah, I can do that. I want to write a short story where Toya creates the bicycle. Yeah, I can do that. I'll have the king ride one around. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be funny. Like, I can't hate on it. I can't. I mean, it's just so over the top and just so in your face about not giving a darn that you can't. Yeah. Anyway, that's that one, and that's at number 10. At number 9, with 12,581 copies sold, Volume 16 of Shin Tenchi Muyou, Ryououki Gaiden, Tenchi Muyou GXP. Now, Tenchi Muyou, of course, we did have those, that was like one of the early generation of anime that was licensed for English release. It has gone through numerous iterations, different manga series, different light novels, different anime. I never really got into it, so I couldn't even begin to tell you how this story works. I'm guessing it's just like an alt well, I'll read you the description, but it sounds very much like it's just an alt version of Tenchi. Saenai Yamada may just be the unluckiest guy in the world. As Tenchi Masaki's classmate, this walking time bomb seems to spread destruction and bad fortune wherever he goes. But when a surprise encounter with a beautiful woman leaves him with lipstick on his face and a Galaxy Police pamphlet, it seems his luck is about to turn around. Now, he has become a member of the GP Academy and is about to face the challenges of squaring off against space pirates, adapting to a new advanced society, and sneaking out after curfew with his friends. So again, yeah, I really have no idea. If you have some concept of the whole Tenchi universe and you want to sound off about how this fits into it, feel free to leave that in the comments down below. At number 8, with 13,078 copies sold, Volume 11 of Log Horizon. Now this is licensed for English release by Yen On. They have released up to volume number 10, and there's a story behind that I'll get into. There was a 50-episode anime which streamed on Crunchyroll, and it did cover volumes 1 to 10 as well. So with volume number 11, we are finally moving beyond what the anime covered, and it has been a very long time coming. The manga is also licensed by Yen Press. Now, the short story of this is that the author got himself into legal problems, and if I recall, it had to do with taxation, about not paying his taxes. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And so there was a reason that Log Horizon kind of stalled for a while. It's called prison. Well, I don't know if did he actually go to prison or was he just under house arrest? I can't remember. But in any case, his legal woes caused him no end of issue. Eventually, he did start rewriting, like writing more Log Horizon, posting it on, I believe somebody was saying on his website, that they amount of material that supposedly is there now probably would cover a couple of volumes. So we finally now have another volume released. I don't know why it took them so long. My guess is that they wanted that story to kind of die down in intensity and just to leave some time before they started putting these books out again. That's my guess. I've seen absolutely nothing to say that I'm correct, but just that seems to be kind of how things go. By its 11th expansion pack, the massively multiplayer online role-playing game Elder Tale has become a global success, having a following of millions of players. However, during the release of its 12th expansion pack, Novasphere Pioneers, 30,000 Japanese gamers who are all logged on at the time of the update suddenly find themselves transported inside the game world and donning their in-game avatars. In the midst of the event, a socially awkward gamer called Shiroe, along with his friends Naotsugu and Akatsuki, decide to team up so that they may face this world which has now become their reality, along with the challenges which lie ahead. So, like I said, this one, if you've been kind of waiting, your wait is going to be over soon, that you're going to have material beyond the anime. Now, I only read up to the first 4 volumes. I even bought like the 5th volume, but never reviewed it because I just couldn't really get into it because I watched the entire anime. And at the time that I was reading the books, that was the point where we pretty much found out that the series was stalled because of these legal woes. So I really haven't gotten back into it. Now I'm kind of wondering if I want to pick it up again because I really did like Log Horizon. I really enjoyed the anime. I'm just debating with myself whether I just want to jump in and when Volume 11 releases in English, just go from there because it'll be new material, or maybe I'll buy Volume 10 just to kind of get myself reacquainted to where the story left off. I don't know. We'll see how I feel, but at least if you are a Log Horizon fan, rejoice. New Log Horizon is on the way. At number 7, with 13,154 copies sold, Volume 12 of Hai to Gensou no Grimgar, also known as Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. Now, this is licensed for English release by J-Novel Club. They are releasing it in ebook format, and then this is also part of the print agreement they have with 7 Seas, and 7 Seas is releasing the print format of this series. Volume 8, J-Novel is releasing that one in ebook format in April of 2018. The manga for this series is licensed by Yen Press. Also, there was a 12-episode plus 1 OVA anime, which covered volumes about 1 to 2, and it did stream on Crunchyroll. Why are we doing this? When Haruhiro came to, he was in the darkness, not knowing why was he here or where here even was. With him were others who also remembered little more than their own names. What they found when they came out of the underground was a world that was just like a game. In order to survive, Haruhiro forms a party with others in the same situation as him, learns skills, and takes his first steps forward into the world of Grimgar as a trainee volunteer soldier. Not knowing what awaits him, this is a tale of adventure born from the ashes. Now, I read the first volume of this. It's a series that I keep wanting to get back to because I really liked the first volume. I kind of liked its take on, like, the battles were ugly and messy and clumsy, which I felt took a much more sort of measured view of what would actually happen if people that really had no adventuring experience found themselves in another world, even if they did have some skills and weapons and stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of an interesting series. I liked it. A lot of people have said the anime is absolutely beautiful. But it's just unfortunately one of those series that I fell behind and just have never gotten caught up again. At number 6, with 15,447 copies sold, Saenai Heroine no Sodatekata Memorial, Regular Edition, aka How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend Memorial, Regular Edition. We have no English license for the light novels. The manga is licensed by Yen Press, and 25 episodes came out of the anime. Its first season was licensed by Aniplex, and second season was licensed by Amazon.com. Now, this is kind of an interesting book because the actual light novel series is over. So what this is it is a definitive Sakano fan book, including unpublished stories, character commentary, rare illustrations, and more. Now, this is the regular edition. Apparently, the special edition actually came with a Nendoroid action figure of one of the female characters. The main series, the life of Tomoyo Aki, a high school otaku working part-time to support his BD hoarding. With remarkable luck, he bumps headfirst into Megumi Kato, the most beautiful girl he has ever seen. Naturally, the meeting twists his life into a complicated torrent of relationships. Eriri Spencer Sawamura, his half-foreigner childhood friend who's always valued her relationship with Tomoyo. Kasumigaoka Utaha, a cold, composed, renowned literary genius who shoves everyone aside from our protagonist. What is this, an eroge introduction? The tale of a small, not quite doujin circle, but not quite indie studio's journey through the tough territory of Comiket and beyond. I never watched the anime. I really don't know much about this series at all. I kind of wonder if we'll ever get the light novels, but I can't say that I'm sure given that the series is already over. But, you know, who knows? We're just starting into licensing season. We'll see what happens. At number 5, with 17,684 copies sold, this is the only hold-on from last week, and that is Volume 24 of Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei, The Irregular at Magic High School. This one licensed by Yen On. They are releasing, well, just released Volume 7 on March 27th. And there was also a 26-episode anime which covered volumes 1 to 7, but for some reason excluded volume 5, which you can stream on Crunchyroll. Now, of course, we've talked about this one for the past couple of weeks because this is a monstrous series that every time it is on the list, it survives for a good number of weeks. I'm pretty sure most of you who are watching this video know what it is about by now. Again, not a series that I could really get into the light novels, but I really do. I think I kind of blame that on having watched the anime. This is kind of why I stopped watching anime that was based on light novels, just in case the light novels ever came out, because pretty much all the ones that I watched the entire series, I've never really been able to get into the light novels properly. At number 4, with 24,360 copies sold, Volume 25 of High School DD. Now, the manga is licensed for English release by Yen Press. Volume 10 of the manga released in December. There is an anime adaptation. There's been a number of seasons, 36 episodes plus 4 OVAs so far. Licensed in North America by Funimation, available on Crunchyroll. The anime has covered volumes 1 to 7 and part of 8. And now the 4th anime season, High School DD Hero, is scheduled for release in April. So we're going to get even more High School DD anime, a very ecchi-ish type series. Actually, enough that I know that a number of people have said, despite the fact that it seems to be very popular, we will probably never get these books in English, and most people figure it's because it's just a little too racy. This one, Hyodo Issei is a perverted high school boy. When he goes out on a date with his first girlfriend, Amano Yuma, he is killed by her. Her true identity is Rainer, a fallen angel sent by a secret society, Grigori, to eliminate dangerous divine weapons. Issei is reincarnated as a devil by his senpai, Rias Gremory, a Duke of Hell. Issei serves as Rias's low-rank devil and fights against the fallen angels. At number 3, with 25,128 copies sold, Volume 11 of Rokudenashi Majutsu Koshi to Akashic Records, or in English known as Akashic Records of the Bastard Magical Instructor. No English license for the light novels. The manga is licensed for English release by 7 Seas. They're releasing Volume 3 in April of the manga. There has been a 12-episode anime adaptation which was licensed in North America by Funimation. Sisti attends a magical academy to hone her skills in the magical arts, and hopes to solve the mystery of the enigmatic Sky Castle. After the retirement of her favorite teacher, the replacement, Glenn, turns out to be a tardy, lazy, seemingly incompetent bastard of an instructor. How was it that Glenn was hand-picked by the best magician in the academy? At number 2, with 27,223 copies sold, volume number 16 of ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. I'm not even going to bother with the Japanese at this point. Come on, you hear ReZero and you know what this is. This one is licensed for English release by Yen On. They just released Volume 6 at the end of February, and in fact, funny enough, I am reading it right now. Very good series, highly recommend it. Suddenly, high school student Subaru Natsuki has been summoned to another world on the way back from the convenience store. With the biggest crisis of his life being summoned to another world, and with no sign of the one who summoned him, things become even worse when he is attacked. But when he is saved by a mysterious, silver-haired girl with a fairy cat, Subaru attempts to return the favor by helping her track down something that was stolen from her. When they finally manage to get a clue, Subaru and the girl are attacked and killed by someone. Subaru then awakens in the place he was summoned and notices he has gained the ability Return by Death, and has become a helpless boy that only has the ability to rewind time to a certain point by dying. Beyond the despair, can he save the girl from the fate of death? This one, of course, also had a very popular anime series, which you can stream on Crunchyroll. I believe, I always forget, it covered up to Volume 9, though. I think that's what everybody was saying. Again, I have not watched it because I'm only on Volume 6, and I really like this series, and I don't want to spoil it even a little bit. As I said, I'm reading volume number 6. That's actually going to be my next review after my review of Neko Monogatari White, which will be up tomorrow if you're watching this on Saturday. So yeah, great series. One of my favorites. Although I will say sometimes it's a little painful to read just because it can be so dark and it really has no issues exposing the weaknesses and at times uselessness of Subaru. It's sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but overall excellently written and very, very good plotting. Finally, at number 1 with 32,335 copies sold, volume 18 of Date Alive. This one, no English license at all, like no manga, no light novels, no nothing for some reason or other. 22 episode anime was licensed for North America, released by Funimation. The anime covered volumes 1 to 7 of the light novel series. April 10th, yesterday was the last day of spring vacation. So starting this morning, it was a school day. After being woken by his cute little sister, Itsuka Shido believed that it would be the start of another normal day. As for predicting the chance meeting with the girl who called herself a spirit, along with a sudden shockwave, the townscape vanished without a trace. In a corner of the street, which had now become a crater, the girl was there. "You! Have you come to kill me too?" She is the disaster that will destroy humanity. A monster of unknown origin, and a being rejected by the world. There are only 2 ways to stop this girl: annihilation and conversation. His little sister, Kotori, wrapped in a military uniform, thus said to Shido, "Since it's like this, just go date her and make the spirit fall for you." What? Enter a new age of boy meets girl. Again, super popular series. Always just kills it on the top 10 in Japan. No word of an English license. I do believe this is actually one of those titles. There's one company, Fujimi, that nobody seems to be able to license from. Don't know why that is. There's been lots of speculation that has to do with them having a very bad experience with Tokyo Pop a number of years ago, but given that the market has stabilized a lot, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't broken that stigma yet. But anyway, right now all we can do is wait and see if this one ever gets licensed or not. This week, I'd like to say a special thanks to Patrick Mbahi, David Miller, and Fixlab.com for their support, as well as the support of all the rest of my patrons on Patreon. Their continued support helps to keep the channel going and is helping to create new projects such as the upcoming light novel podcast that I am hoping to have off the ground and running in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So those are your top 10 best-selling light novels for March 19th to 25th of 2018. Honestly, given the titles on the list this week, not a big surprise that these ones are on the top 10. They're all very popular series. We do have quite a number of them available in English, which is excellent. A couple that we don't, well, like I said, it sounds like it's either politics or questionable material in terms of how it'll get marketed in the bookstores. In any case, that'll be the list this week. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week, because next week we'll be just catching the tail end of March and the very, very beginning of April. So it'll be interesting to see whether we have any other new releases that are able to bump some of these titles off the list, or if this list is just going to have titles switching places. I will be here next week, and we'll figure it out then. So if you're brand new to the channel and you love light novels, you should consider subscribing. I do this countdown every single week, as well as doing a weekly review of 2 to 3 light novels. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.